This video is made possible by Practical Defense Systems, the best online security training at the lowest prices. You can start your security career today online at pdsclasses.com. Check them out. Hi, I'm Joel Persinger. I'm the Gun Guy. Thank you for all of your support of GunGuyTV. I'm super grateful for everything that you do. Please check us out on these alternative video platforms because YouTube, you just never know. And that way, if something happens to us here on YouTube, you'll always be able to find our videos. We duplicate the entire channel on all of these places. And you might also want to check out the GunGuyTV Firearms audio podcast. It comes out twice a month. And we also post a video version on YouTube and the other video distribution places, but you can listen to it on your way home or on your way to work or whatever on iHeartRadio and Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Podbean, whatever your favorite podcast player is, you're going to find the GunGuyTV Firearms Podcast is already there. Check it out. Okay, what am I talking about today? I'm talking about a weapons-mounted light laser system that I got from Optics Planet, and it's called the TRL-8A. TLR-8A. I can do this if I practice, and it's the Flex. Now, I don't know why it's a Flex. It's from Streamlight. I think the Flex thing refers to the fact that it comes with a lot of different options. So if you don't like the switches on the back that's on it, you can switch them out, no pun intended, for different ones. And then it has different mounting options in case the one that's already on it doesn't fit your particular firearm. I was very fortunate. I liked the switches the way they came, and it fit my, my Springfield XD40 perfectly. So this is the light that I have on my my home defense gun. And there's a reason why I have it there. I'll explain that here in just a minute, and I'll show you in the dark. But I should also tell you that before I get started, I often say this, I like it a lot. It is outstanding. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. I've used it quite a bit. And I really, really like having it there, and I like the ergonomics of it and the fact that it's uber bright. It's very easy to set up. The laser is uber bright, and you have the option of laser only, laser and light combo, or whatever. You also have the option of having it come on, or if you like, you can hold it, and it's momentary on when you let go, it comes off. So there's a lot I like about it. There's one thing I don't, and when we get to the end of the video, I'm going to tell you what that one thing is. But for right now, let's go outside because I waited until after dark last night, and I demonstrated why I like these by taking this light off of my home defense gun and putting it on my Airsoft 1911 so I could go to the back of the property and safely demonstrate for you. So let's check that out. One thing to notice is the target system I have, which is the Triumph target system. It's a shoot-no-shoot target. So one side has a pistol, one side has a cell phone. So let me show you the difference. So this is the guy who would be the threat to me. And if I turn the target, got to go the other way. If I turn the target, then you can see this is the guy with the cell phone. So what this does is it teaches you to identify whether you have a deadly threat you're facing or whether this is just a harmless, innocent person who means you no harm. Well, that's pretty hard to do when it's dark. So this is why although I'm a great proponent of lasers, and I actually did a video on lasers where I demonstrated one of the reasons, or several of the reasons, why I think that they're a very good choice for your handgun. And I'll link that video in the description so you can watch it, and that way I don't have to go over all that stuff here. I'm also a big proponent for always having a light with you. Now, if you have a firearm where you can have a weapons-mounted light and you can actually carry that, it's concealable, fine. Or a handheld light is fine. But certainly, when you have a home defense gun, attaching a light and perhaps a light laser combo is a really good idea. So what I'm going to do now is there's some lights on the back of my house which illuminate this area a little bit, probably just enough for you to be able to see the target and kind of see around here. We're going to turn off these big lights that I've got out here, and then we're going to try to work with the target. I'll get it started turning. We'll work with the target from out here where I cannot easily tell whether it's a shoot or no shoot target unless I illuminate the target with this light. You'll see how well it works. So let's get the lights off now. All right, now that the lights are off, you probably can't see the target at all. I cannot identify. The target is actually turning. You can't see it. Maybe you can hear it in the background, but I cannot identify whether it's a shoot or no shoot target. But let me put the light on it. Okay, there's the laser. So now I have to hold a button down and cycle on the light. So now you got the light and the laser, and now hopefully you can see as well as I can that what we have here is a no-shoot target, and then hopefully it'll turn again and you'll be able to see the shoot target. We'll see. Give it a second here. Nope, we're hitting no-shoot again. All right, so there's the shoot target. But the minute I turn the light off, the ability to see that goes completely away. So let me grab some ammunition here. It'll just take a second. Fumbling around in the dark. Hopefully I've got a magazine that works. And we're going to try engaging the target and only shooting. I can hear it turn, and only shooting when it's appropriate. So now I'm home defending myself. I've got my light on and my laser on, and I'm looking for a bad guy perhaps. Nope, good guy, don't shoot him. Well, it's extremely important to be able to identify your target and know whether it's good or bad. Now you can probably see also the fact that the laser, even with the bright weapons light, is still very visible on the target. Whoops. What makes this nice is if you can see the light going around, let's say I'm looking around in my house, then I don't have to necessarily be quick enough to get on my sights because I've got the laser illuminated as well. And I can get on him as quickly as I can, even though I'm looking around and all of a sudden I'm startled by the bad guy and I can hit him. So this is a very effective tool, and I urge you to get one. On all of our home defense guns, we have these kinds of laser and light combinations, and that includes not only the small guns, the handguns, but also my home defense shotgun, and indeed also my home defense pistol and my wife's home defense pistol. We have these on every gun. So this one is a little different than the other ones I have. It has a button right up front. You can hit it with your trigger finger, and ways to adjust it depending on the gun that you're carrying or the gun that you're using. But you can see that it helps you really get on target very quickly. Hopefully this demonstration is helping you with that. And by the way, if you haven't played around with these these Triumph target systems, I don't remember if I did a video on them or not. I've got 2 of them, but if I didn't do a video on them, I'll check, and if I didn't, I'll put one up in the next couple of days. But you can easily see how well this system works. Go ahead and turn the lights back on if you wouldn't mind. Okay, wow, that's really bright. Okay, so let's get the mag out of that and clear this up. This is clear. You can get the idea of how much more effective you're going to be in defending yourself at night if you have a light. Now, I generally don't have any kind of weapons-mounted light on a gun that I carry, primarily because the guns I carry are small, and I have, alternatively, I'll carry either my Smith & Wesson M&P Shield or my Springfield XD40 subcompact, which does have a rail on it. I guess I could put a light on it. It just makes it so bulky. And then also I'll often carry my little Taurus Model 85. Now they all have lasers on them that are the Crimson Trace laser grip type lasers, but they don't have weapons lights. Instead, I carry a handheld light, and I just know how to use a handheld light, and I've taken low light training with those lights, and I've done that for years and years and years. So that's what I use if I'm on the go and I'm out and about. But when I'm home, yeah, every gun we have has a weapons mounted light, because I want to make sure that I can engage the target quickly and effectively, and most importantly, I can identify the target quickly and know whether I'm dealing with a threat or a family member. I don't want to, my gosh, that would be absolutely horrible. I don't want to injure somebody whom I love. Now, as I mentioned, I don't always carry a gun. In fact, I never carry a gun that actually has a weapons light on it, just because they're bulky or whatever. This is my home defense pistol, and so this is, around me wherever I'm on the property, or if I'm asleep or whatever, this is available to me. My wife has a similar gun. She has a Smith & Wesson M&P, about the same size, that has a light on it as well, and I think it's the same light. So they're very solid. And as I said, I do have one problem with this light, and I'll tell you about it in a second. Oftentimes I'm carrying a smaller gun, or I'm carrying a gun with no light, but one way or the other, if you're carrying a gun that has a light on it, make sure you also have a handheld light. And they do come in different sizes. You can get itty-bitty little ones. Here's a couple of examples I just grabbed out of the house. This one's pretty fat, okay, but uber bright. Or it can be anyway. Let's see if I can push the little button. I think it gets brighter. There you go. So that's one. And then here's another one. These you can change again. This is from Coast, and these are really good too, but they're really small. It's like a little pin light. You can put it in your pocket. And I've seen them about this diameter that are about that long, and they're still, 120 lumens or whatever. They just burn batteries really fast. Now back to the TLR8A, it does take the little 123A batteries. You've probably seen them before. They're the little squat short things that look like that. And they're little ones like that. They're real common, and you can order them, online, have them shipped to you, and just make sure you get a box. I generally have a box of them in every one of our go bags because the weapons lights all take the same batteries, and I actually have a couple of optics that take these batteries. So I buy them in bulk, and I make sure that if in our go bags that we take with us in a car, that these are always in there in case your battery dies. All in all, I can tell you I'm very pleased with Streamlight in general. I have a number of their lights. I've always been super happy with them. I also have some Surefires. I always like those too. Brand per brand, I would say they're both really good, but I've been very, very happy with the Streamlights, and I do have a number of them. I'm super happy with this light. I like it a lot. I don't have any major complaints with it, except one, which doesn't really bother me because I don't generally take it anywhere where it's inclement weather. But the battery is changed by taking off the bezel. You take off the bezel, unscrew it like that, and you slide the battery out, and you put a new battery in. Well, when I got it, it had a little red O-ring that was a tiny, skinny, thin little thing that went around this. And I presume that the reason why that's there is that when you tighten this down, it squishes the O-ring and creates a waterproof seal so that you don't get water in your battery compartment of your weapons light. That's a great idea, isn't it? I love the idea. I think it's great, except that the little O-ring was so thin and so flimsy and so poorly made that I think I changed the battery one time and the O-ring broke. I would say, Streamlight, if you're watching this, my suggestion to you would be you make an excellent product. This light is outstanding. The laser is bright. Everything about this light is bueno. I can't come up with a single complaint about it except the crummy little O-ring. And maybe that's nitpicky. But a lot of folks, security officers, police officers, or whatever, they carry guns like this in harsh environments, and they want to make sure that it has a water seal on it. My wife and I, these are both home defense guns, so they're in the house. They're on the property. They're not exposed to the weather. So we're not worried about it. But somebody who has their gun exposed to the weather a lot is going to be very concerned about that. So my suggestion to Streamlight would be invest in a little better O-ring and see if you can solve that problem. It just broke super duper easy. So there you are. There's my honest take on the Streamlight TLR8A Flex. Outstanding product with the one exception that I mentioned, which is the little O-ring seal. Other than that, it just runs like a champ, super bright, very easy to use, very ergonomic, and I actually like it a lot. And I got it from Optics Planet. So if you're wanting to shop, please do shop Optics Planet. Use the code in the description. It used to be GunGuy5, but I think they changed it. And so now look for it in the description. I'll put it in the if it's YouTube, I'll put it in the link, which is, I'll put it in the first comment and pin it to the top because they changed my code on me. I don't remember what it is, but you'll find it down there. Also, by the way, I did do a couple of product reviews already on the Triumph target system, the turning target system. I mentioned that when I was out there using it. Those links are in the description if you'd like to check that out. And if you want to see the video I did where I actually was outside, got in weird positions, and demonstrated why a laser is a positive thing to have on a defensive handgun, you'll find that link in the description too. And I think I also linked it on YouTube to the little pop-up things that pop up at the end of the video. Thank you very much for all of your help and patronage and watching and everything else that you do for GunGuyTV. I'm super grateful. Have a wonderful week, and wherever you go, whatever you do, please be safe.